Hello and welcome to a review of the Nespresso Atelier coffee machine made by Krups. Now in the past we've reviewed many other Nespresso machines that were designed to be an all-in-one machine that could streamline the process of making coffee with milk by having the milk and coffee come from a single machine in a streamlined process. This machine's marketing is also heavily geared towards those who like almond milk, soy milk, oat milk, not just using cow's milk. And this is the first machine from Nespresso that's kind of done that. So we'll also be taking a look to see if that is actually the case here by comparing it with a standalone Nespresso frother. My current setup is a Nespresso Vertuo machine, which is made by Magimix, which I love because I usually like having tall cups of coffee, and to get the same amount of coffee with this machine, it would either be watered down quite a lot because the capsules hold a lot less coffee, or alternatively, I would need to use multiple capsules. Now, I use a separate milk frother, just like I did with my previous machine, which was the Nespresso Sits, which again, I had a separate milk frother for, and this machine, the Krups, on paper at least, has the potential to be the ideal machine for me. An all-in-one that's incredibly easy to clean, very low maintenance, and can make a flat white with one button. Is it too good to be true? Let's find out. Inside the box, you get the usual tester packs with all the Nespresso flavors for you to try. The ones with a little red dot on top are the decaf ones. You also get the instructions on how to get the machine ready for first use and how to check the hardness of your water with the included strip. There was also a pleasant surprise in the box, a Nespresso View cup. I love these cups, they look nice and stylish. However, I soon realized there was a good reason for them including this specific cup, and we'll go into that a little bit later. The water tank is 1 litre in capacity, seems a little bit on the smaller side, but it lasted me a good week making cups of coffee every day. And it also hides the frother, which is hidden back here. I spent ages looking in the box thinking I'd misplaced the frother or dropped out of the box. It's actually hidden back here. There's also a piece of paper. Now you'll want to keep hold of this or at least take a picture of it so if you lose it you can refer back to it. This is the recipe list and it tells you exactly how much milk or how much chocolate or how much ice cream, depending on what drink you want to make, how much ice, what to put in each drink in order to get the ideal amount for each ingredient. Now, just one thing I'd say about the machine, the build quality, given the price tag of this machine, I was a little bit disappointed with the build quality. It seems very plasticky. And this is the drip tray. It just looks and feels super cheap and tacky. I would have expected a little bit better. This machine allows you to program the level of water used for each drink by simply holding the button on top, and you let go when you've reached a desired amount of water, for example. And when you let go, the light will blink 3 times on top to let you know that it's been programmed. It's very easy to reset this if you later change your mind. The machine uses 19 bars of pressure, but I have to say off the bat that if you are into having a hot espresso, this machine has an extraction temperature that I measured with my thermometer at 127.7 degrees Fahrenheit when making an espresso. With the ideal temperature, depending on where you read, the ideal temperature for an espresso should be 165 or 195 degrees Fahrenheit. You really don't want to go above 205 because then you'll get burnt coffee essentially. This machine is pretty disappointing at 127.7. And just to give you a reference point, my Nespresso Vertuo machine, when I made a espresso in this, it got to a temperature of just over 152 degrees Fahrenheit. Still not optimal, but noticeably better, and you can tell it's hotter when you take a sip from each cup than what the Krups is producing for us here. Now, as far as the milk frother goes, this is the star of the show. This is why you're here. This is why you pay extra for this machine, because if it works as it should, this should replace my current machine, and this would be the ideal machine, because the problem I had with the previous machines is they were too fiddly to clean, or they were just too much hassle to go through. With this, the milk frother just comes off, rinse it under a tap, give it a little scrub, and you're good to go in seconds. Now, the first time you use this, you might notice the options on top, the buttons aren't blinking for any of the milk style drinks. This is just because this milk frother does clip in, it's magnetic, but sometimes you need to give it an extra push to get it all the way in. And once you do that, you'll see the lights on top start to blink, and that means your milk frother is all the way in and you're ready to go. As far as how the frother performs, this is where I was greatly let down by this machine. Take a look at how much froth you get from your milk when compared to a standalone Nespresso frother like the Aeroccino 4, which is what I've been using. It's not even comparable. When we use full fat milk, here are the results. As you can see, the level of froth, it's not even comparable. It's not even close. I would even hesitate to describe it as froth on the crops. The same result when we use semi-skimmed milk. But this machine claims to be perfect for alternative milks. So let's try oat milk and let's try almond milk and see what we get. As you can see again, it makes hardly any froth at all, and the results are pretty pathetic to even call this a milk frother. This is the device's main selling point, and it's a huge letdown. It produces next to no froth when compared to a proper milk frother. Now, due to the convenience, I was happy to take a small hit on the level of froth. I never expected it to perform like the Aeroccino 4, for example. Now, this is nowhere close, like not even close. Another major problem I found is that for some of the recipes, such as the ones that require 80 milliliters of milk, the frother doesn't actually reach the milk in the cup. So your only option is to use more milk than recommended, which results in milk spilling out of the sides of the cup. Why not physically move the cup up so the frother can reach the milk? Well, there's only two positions to place the drip tray which you rest your cup on, and neither of these allow the frother to reach the milk. Why not use a bigger mug so that the milk does not spill out the sides? Well, using a bigger mug results in the milk being more spread out at the bottom of the mug, and therefore the frother is even further away from the milk now. So why not use a taller, skinnier mug? Problem is, you've got this little plastic part on the side which makes it impossible to use half the mugs that I own. This really is overly fiddly in using your own cups and mugs for anything that involves using the whisk. This essentially means if you want to make any drink with milk, your frother will not reach the milk with your own mugs in it unless you mess about with the level of milk you put in. It's a terrible design choice not to be able to use your own mugs, and essentially forces you to have to buy more of these Nespresso View mugs, which is crazy. Like I could not use any of the mugs that I had in my kitchen. I couldn't use any of them for anything other than making an espresso or just a standalone coffee that didn't involve the frother, or I had to be making a drink that involved enough milk for the frother to reach the actual milk itself. It's crazy that this is even an issue. It's such a big oversight in terms of the design. Even then, when you make a drink where the frother reaches the milk, the quality of froth is so poor that you kind of think to yourself, there has to be a better way. I mean, if the machine was priced a third of what it is, even then I'd be disappointed. But at this price, there's just no excuse. Overall, this machine simply does not perform anywhere near what it should for the current retail price. The quality of the froth is poor. The ability to use anything other than an espresso mug is a great oversight. And the only thing it really has going for it is the ease of cleaning. Honestly, you're far better off getting a standalone espresso machine and an espresso frother at almost half the price of this machine. Sure, it'll add 20 to 30 seconds in terms of cleaning, but you'll get hotter coffee, much closer to the temperature that's recommended. You'll get much better quality of froth from the machine. We can't really recommend this machine, and it was such a big letdown because I really thought this was going to be a machine that I would be using myself. We hope you enjoyed this review. If you did, please click the like and subscribe button. If you decide to get this machine or like the Nespresso cups, we will put links to Amazon in the description below. Doesn't cost you a penny more, and it just helps support the channel. Thank you very much for checking out our review, and have a good day.